BG here with another tutorial. Not long ago, I posted a step-by-step photo tutorial on my blog on how to make this super cute fold-over clutch. Now, you guys loved the clutch, but you were like, Miss Mimi, can I have a video tutorial? So I guess I have spoiled you guys just a little bit because you were not feeling my photo step-by-step. You was like, I like it, but can I get some video? So here is the video tutorial on how to make this clutch. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. This particular clutch is 15 inches by 18 inches tall. You can make this clutch whatever size you want. Now, as far as fabric goes, I'm using quilting cottons, so you can use any assortment of novelty or quilting cottons are perfect for tote bags and clutch bags. Michael Levine, if you're local to Michael Levine, they have an exceptional selection of quilting cottons and novelty prints. If not, they do have a lot of them online, so lowpricefabric.com. And of course, you could go to your local Joann or Hancock's or whatever fabric store is near you. There are several quilting cotton stores all over the place, so you might want to check those too for more options. I'm going to be using this really cool African print. Now, it doesn't matter what the weight of your fabric is because we're going to be fusing it anyway with a really heavyweight interfacing. So as you can see, I have cut out my two pieces for my clutch. Now, this is going to be the main pieces of your clutch. So you want to cut out two of whatever size you want. Like I said, I'm doing 14 by 17. So these are both cut 14 by 17 inches. You're going to cut the same size out of your lining fabric. I'm choosing this black and white print for the inside of my clutch. You can choose whatever print or color or contrasting fabric you want for yours. And this is also cut 14 by 17. And then I have cut out two pieces of heavyweight fusible interfacing. It just means that we're going to press it with the iron onto our fabric, and then the interfacing and the fabric become one. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that. Okay, so I'm using my smaller ironing table here, but you should use a larger space if you have it. And so what you're going to do is you're going to feel your interfacing, right? I'm going to have a link, of course, in the blog post for the fabrics, for fabric options, and of course for your interfacing so that you're not trying to guess which one it is. So for this particular one, you can feel one soft side and one bumpy side. The bumpy side has glue on it, so that's the side that you want to be facing up at you. Then you're going to grab your main fabric piece and the wrong side. The wrong side of the fabric, there should be a right side, which is the side people are going to see, or a back side, which is the wrong side of your fabric. Some fabrics, not all, have a wrong and a right side. Sometimes you look at the front and the back and you can't really tell what is the right side. In that instance, you choose the side you like best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the wrong side of my fabric onto the wrong side of my interfacing, the glue side. So that way it's going to fuse together, and on one side I'm going to have interfacing, and on the other side I'm going to have the right side of my fabric, and then this becomes one piece. So I'm going to put it on the top, and I'm going to press and hold. Move over, press and hold. You're going to do that until the entire thing is fused together. Then you're going to grab your other piece of fusible interfacing and the other piece of your main fabric, and you're going to do the same thing. Once you're done fusing them together, it becomes one piece. Okay, you should have your pieces fused together. You should have your lining cut out, and you should have your zipper. Now for your zipper, you want to make sure, in case you missed it in the note in the beginning of this video, it should be at least 2 inches longer than the width of your fabric. So for example, my fabric is 14 inches by 17, so my zipper should be at least 16 inches. Now that you have all of your pieces in your zipper, we can get started. Okay, before we get to the sewing machine, I'm going to show you how we're going to pin our zipper to our fabric pieces. Now what we're going to do is you're going to grab your main fabric piece first, and using the shorter side, the width, not the length of your fabric, you're going to place your zipper on top centered. Then what you're going to do is make sure that your zipper is facing down, right? So here's the zipper pull. This is the right side of your zipper. You want to face it down onto your fabric. And then you're going to grab your lining, and the right side of your fabric and the right side of the lining are facing each other. So right now I'm looking at the wrong side of my lining, and I'm going to place it over the top, making a little sandwich there of my zipper. And you're going to pin through all layers. Once we have it pinned, we're going to sew along the edge, and then we'll flip this over and attach the other fabric and the other lining piece the same way. So go ahead and finish pinning. Add one more. And then we're going to go ahead and take this to the sewing machine. Okay, so I'm going to place my presser foot so that the left side of my presser foot is along my teeth, and I'm going to sew all the way down. Now, the further away you are from your zipper, the better, because you don't want your fabric to get caught. So we're not trying to stitch close to the zipper teeth. You're going to back stitch. Now, once you have it sewn down, when you open it up, you see that you have your lining to one side and your fabric to the other, and you have your zipper in the middle. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to press this down. So I want you to press so that your seam allowances are facing down, and you just want to give it a good press, and we're going to top stitch. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pin the other side the same way. Okay, as you can see, I have my nicely pressed on both sides. So we're going to top stitch really quickly before we attach the other one. And you just want to top stitch close to the edge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pin the remaining pieces to the other side of the zipper. Now the right side of the zipper is facing up, and the right side of the fabric, the main fabric piece, is facing up looking at us. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab the remaining main fabric and you're going to place it over the top of the unsewn side of our zipper, and you're going to sandwich the same way your lining. And you should do this on the table, but I'm doing it here just so you guys can see. And you're going to pin the other side. And we're going to be doing the same exact thing that we did with the other side. You're just going to pin it, making sure that it's all aligned on both sides. And then we're going to sew it together the same exact way. Once you have that one done, then you'll be able to see, I'm going to try to open this up a little bit. You're going to press your seam allowances again facing down, and then you'll notice that you have your fabric to each side, and if you turn it around, you have your zipper and your lining to each side. Now go ahead and press this and top stitch it the way we did the other side. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to place fabric to fabric together, and we're going to pin move both linings to the other side. Okay, before I pin the other side, I'm going to open my zipper up a little bit because I need to be able to get in it once we've sewn this down. So go ahead and open it, and then pin the other side. I didn't open it all the way, I just opened it enough so that I could put my hand through it. Pin, and then pin, and then also pin on the bottom, keep it together. And then we're going to turn this over, and we're going to pin our lining going to pin along the entire side. You're going to do that for both sides. But in the lining, we're going to leave an opening across the bottom so that we can turn this right side out when we're done sewing it. So I'm just going to pin at the bottom, but I'm going to leave at least a 5-inch opening. Okay, now we're going to start sewing. So we're going to start at the stitching. So you have some stitching here, right, where we stitch this together. So wherever that is, I want you to put your needle in there. We're using 1/2-inch seam allowances. You don't want to sew through your zipper. And you're going to stop at the same place that you started on the other side. Okay, you're going to sew the same way around your lining. Make sure that you don't sew your zipper teeth. So if your zipper teeth are facing down, just start sewing past that. I'm going to backstitch. And I'm going to pivot. And remember, you're leaving an opening. Backstitch. Move over. And then pivot and finish off. You're going to sew, making sure that you stop before you get to your zipper. You can feel it. Now what you're going to do, and it's going to take a little maneuvering, but you're going to put your hand in, and if you need to open your zipper up more, you can. You can feel it on the inside. Just pull it open. And then we're going to grab this and we're going to pull it through the opening. Poke out your corners. Use something sharp if you need to. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side until you have this all pulled out. Okay, so you can see that I have turned my clutch right side out, and I just went ahead and stuffed my lining to the inside just so you guys can see it really quickly. But before you do that, you want to close out your opening, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to lay your lining nice and flat, and we're going to stitch close to the edge to close this opening up, okay? Once you do that, you can put your lining on the inside. And now you can take this to your ironing table and give this a really nice flat press. Once you have pressed it flat, you're going to fold over and then you're going to press it again. Okay, as you can see, I have now pressed my bag into shape. And so one more thing I wanted to show you is if in case you wanted to add a little pull tab to your zipper pull, I took a piece of fabric and I cut it. It's 1 inch wide, and then I met them in the middle and I pressed it, and then I folded again in half. And so what you're going to do is you're going to stitch close to the edge. Now technically you don't have to stitch it. This is an option. I'll show you. You can simply feed this through the hole in your zipper pull. And you can tie it off in a knot like this, and then clip this off, or you can stitch close to the edge then you can go ahead and sift it through. You can make your knot. And then I'm going to snip. And now you have a zipper pull. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, peace.